Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to discuss problem solving. Pretty sure you have a lot of problems in your life, and if you follow through, by the end of this video you'll have a strategy of solving almost any problem you have in your life, be it a large one or a small one. This won't solve all of your problems, but you'll have a strategy of solving them. The first step is to understand the process really well, and this means you know all the specifics of the process, and you know the nuances involved. You have a good idea of the interrelationships that exist there, and it needs a lot of research. It needs uh, some introspection as well. So understand the process really well, understand the environment the problem occurs in, and that will give you a much better idea of what the ideal solution to the problem might look like. Okay, you won't have the solution, but you will have a very good idea which direction you have to go in if you give time to understand the process. Okay, the second one is to reach the root causes of the problem. So any problem has a lot of superficial causes which are causing it, but there are a few root causes, and if you don't solve those root causes, the problem keeps appearing again and again. So if you try to solve a problem without addressing the root causes, you're essentially just putting a band-aid on open wounds. So this is a method that was mentioned in Toyota Way, and I have also written a blog about it. You can check it out, but essentially what it is you take a problem and you ask why that problem is occurring, and it leads you to a source, and then you ask why that source is occurring, so it leads you to another problem, and this way you go 5 levels deep. And if you don't do the first step, you're not gonna get anything from 5 eyes. Okay, the third thing is try to minimize what's causing the problem. Don't try to outright stop it, but your attempt should be at minimizing what is causing the problem. Okay, a lot of people, it sounds so basic, but a lot of people don't actually do that. They let the sources of the problem stay while they try to do something right as well. Okay, and it's much more effective if you stop doing the wrong things than trying to do the right things simultaneously. Okay, uh, so the first step has to be to minimize what the root causes of the problem are, uh, and then you can eventually weed them out. The next step is determine what's in your control, and form a thesis on how changing those variables that are in your control will affect the process. Okay, so everything in your control uh, that you change will affect the process, and now that you have a very good understanding of what the ideal solution is, you know what parameters to change how, so that the process moves towards the desired outcome. Okay, direction is important. It doesn't matter if you don't solve the problem exactly, but heading to the ideal solution is more important, right? So try to figure out what's in your control and how can you change those variables to reach closer to the desired solution. So the last step is applying systematic long-term solutions to problem. And if you're not applying systematic solutions, you are trying to address the problem by virtue of willpower. But willpower is constant, and you will run out of willpower in a week, in a month, right? So by applying systematic solutions, you're essentially changing the environment so the problem does not occur in the first place. And always remember to minimize solution friction. So whatever solution you have, if you're trying to implement it, there will always be resistance. There is this inertia in the process, and whatever you try to change, there is a pushback. So minimize solution friction as much as possible and then implement solutions. Don't go for outright brute force solution. Okay, that's it. Using these 5 steps, you will have a very good understanding of where you're lacking in solving the problem, and it will give you a very good chance of solving the problem, or if not solving, you will have much better results. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you next time. Have a great day, have a great life. Thank you.